suspension. Remember, the Senate postponed 2027. Lawyer asks court to stop Jonathan from contesting. Lawyer asks court to stop Jonathan from contesting. Enugu Governor, Minister Trade words over alleged certificate forgery.
Okay, let's move over to let's start from the home front. That is the Light newspaper, and they have some interesting headlines. And they say Dr. Eruani, Ogbia Council boss commiserates with Chief Ogbuku and people of Ayakoro, and of course that is based on they say reflects on the legacies of the late Paramount ruler. It happened. Of course, you can find that in the Light newspaper. Then it said on ease in Fobara's camp after peace party with Wike. That is a conversation on page 4 of the Light newspaper. Then also it said South rejected Tinubu in 2023, North and South will reject him in 2027. Benga Hashim's group is saying, and South rejected Tinubu in 2023, North and South will reject him in 2027. You find a conversation on page 8 of the Light newspaper. Then also something very interesting. It says NANS honors Bayelsa Higher Education Students Loan Board. NANS, that is, of course, you know what NANS is. National Association of Nigerian Students honors Bayelsa Higher Education Students Loan Board. That conversation is in page 3. Then there's one that has to also that have caught my attention. It says Bayelsa journalist raises alarm as illegal dredging threatens home, seeks urgent federal government intervention. Bayelsa journalist raises alarm as illegal dredging threatens home and seeks urgent federal government intervention. You find that in page 2 of the Light newspaper.
Let's move to the Business Day newspaper. Shetima urges Nigerians to protect Dangote's $20 billion refinery investment. A lot of Nigerians have been saying that. Even David West a couple of times have said that, look, we need to do something about it, and we should not look at what Paganson is saying and what they're doing. But now the Vice President has come into the conversation here, asking Nigerians to protect Dangote's $20 billion refinery investments. OPEC's 137,000 output raise bumps oil prices. Nigeria seeks $2 billion Chinese loan for power grid overhaul. This is what Nigerians don't really like. This time around, another loan from China. Dune says government funds still outside TSA. CBN vows full recovery. How Nigeria can turn painful reforms to prosperity. You check that out on the Business Day newspaper. Abuja poor internet spotlights digital divide, and CBN limits daily cash withdrawals via agent banking to 100,000 naira. Via agent banking to 100,000 naira. So I think agent banking, is it the POS stuff? Maybe. I think so. Inside Nigeria's 14 trillion naira skincare market. You want to check it out? We've checked the Business Day and get the details of that particular story. Let's move on to another paper.
And of course, we're moving to the Guardian newspaper, and it says with different headlines. They want to start. They say we must project our stories or risk being defined by others, says Mba. We must project our stories or risk being defined by others, says Mba. Tinubu, why we created 200 billion MSMEs manufacturing fund that is coming from the president. You want to find out? It's good. Get to the Guardian newspaper. Then also we have NAS. Of course, National Assembly decries deplorable state of South Road projects. NAS decries deplorable state of South Road projects. Then Rivers civil servants accuse permanent secretaries of compromise. Rivers civil servants accuse permanent secretaries of compromise. The Nigeria's food security goals stalled by flawed procurement policies. Experts claim Nigeria's food security goals stalled by flawed procurement policy. Experts claim, and that conversation you will find, of course, in the Guardian newspaper.
All right, let's look at the details right now in the papers. Just stay tuned. All right, so I like us to start with this big one here. Legal practitioner John Mary, GDOB, yesterday asked the Federal High Court in Abuja to issue a perpetual injunction restraining former President Goodluck Jonathan from presenting himself to any political party in Nigeria for the purpose of contesting the 2027 presidential election. You know, when we saw this and we were having a chat outside, and we've been discussing what's the problem? Why would they want to stop the president? What does the Constitution say? I thought the Constitution's already cleared him. Like, okay, yeah, he can contest and, you know, have it, but now stopping him from coming up in 2027 when he has not even indicated interest? Or is it that they have there's this little inkling? Well, do they have an inkling, all right, that he is going to be contesting, or he will be declaring for presidency? He will be coming out, you know, to tell Nigerians that he will be contesting next year, rather in 2027. Why would they come up with this suit in the first place? And someone asking the question, who is actually sponsoring this young man, GDOB, to go ahead with this suit? Because, you know, there is no smoke without fire. When you see a rat, when you see a rat, you know, running, there must be something going after it, according to our elders. There might be a cat that's going after it or something. Or, you know, you never could tell. This is always going to be triggered by somebody or something. But look, he is a Nigerian. Any Nigerian could do it. You don't have to be supported by anybody. You don't have to be sponsored by anybody. So the issue is that what's the intention? But that suit has already been filed, and the Independent National Electoral Commission and the Attorney General of the Federation were mentioned as a second and third defendants, respectively. This is concerning, and I guess the listeners would definitely have something to say about it. Some are even saying, is it the fear of Jonathan that's the reason for this? Or what could be the reason for this particular suit? Why would you want to stop him from coming when the Constitution allows him? After all, he served out Yaradua's tenure, right? 2 years. So that cannot be counted. He was elected in 2011. So he has only served one term. The other was just to complete his boss's term. And so if you look at the Constitution, he is qualified to go for a second round. So it's a bit confusing, the intention of this particular lawyer.
He's entitled to his very own personal convictions, and that's why I'm sure he's convinced beyond all reasonable doubt that that's why he went to court and is seeking ahead of time. But you know, the funny intricacy about this is the fact that the political landscape of Nigeria is always very intriguing and interesting. This is 2025. We've not even got into 2026. Will probably be the penultimate year before the elections, and they're already having this theatrics and different things happening. Of course, right now he's taken it to court. Is now left for the court to interpret and see what's happening. And the question is, when you're doing that, who's going to be speaking on behalf of Jonathan while you're doing this? You know, in the midst of everything, all of these different things to make name and make news, because right now the news is almost all in every daily you find presently today in the country. And so it's like there's some sentiments right from the moment where Professor Jerry Gana speaks and says, okay, Jonathan, you're done there. All of a sudden there's the
presidency, the Bio
speaking, and of course the party, everyone is just talking like, okay, I'm supposed to be coming, not coming, and things like that. But we will sit back, we'll relax. As a Nigerian, he has a right to want to. Of course, you have a right to want to do that. He's only personally. We thought if we're going to be class action, means that a group of person will come together, but he's the one that is there. Let's see what happens. Everything pans out. But for me.
Well, he has not even indicated an interest yet. He has not even said anything. He has been appearing in public spaces talking about. The other day he was trying to defend that he didn't say that, his speech was not like in a connection.
It is, see, one of the things.
Both of them were elected to office, so it actually.
Some school of thoughts are going to be saying that he finished late President Yaradua's term. He finished 2 years, final term. But they also tell you that the candidacy is for both of them, the president and the vice president, on the same card. So people voted for President Yaradua and Goodluck Jonathan. But at the time, President Yar'Adua was president, Goodluck was vice president. His Excellency was vice president. That's another school of thought. So he is bringing the argument that for now, so far, the man has done 6 years as president, but he wasn't elected for that position of presidency.
But some would argue that both of them were elected because he was the running mate of the president.
See,
So both of them were
as
elected
a running mate is different.
as being the one elected.
So that's what some school of thought will be doing now. So one of the things we find out that's where people now begin to okay, now finally
Sections 1, subsection 1, sections 2 and 3, and section 137, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic as amended, the first defendant is eligible under the circumstance whatsoever to contest for the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's exactly what he's actually determining, or what asking the court to determine. My concern here is that will the court really swing into action to look at this case, owing to the fact that even to this moment, that of the River State emergency, rule, the PDP governors at the time, they filed a suit to the Supreme Court asking to interpret that part of the law. The court has not done it till this moment. So we're going to be watching if, with this suit, if the court will quickly react and respond to it. Because if that happens, there's no balance.
My question
there's
is,
no balance.
which court did he file? Did he file this case?
I think the Federal High Court, but that of the PDP governors was for the Supreme Court.
see,
but they're all the courts, though. So whether it be the Supreme Court or Federal Court,
whichever way it is, is going to be within the purview of the judiciary. Finally, they are the ones that are going to be the ones that will be saying. If anybody brings a case to the court will not reject.
no, it's expected of the court to look at the case
course,
immediately.
It might not probably it's except where they don't have anything on the ground before.
Are you saying
if they
that-
have cases before?
Now, wait a minute. Are you saying that the Supreme Court has a lot of cases on ground? That's why for 6 months they've not been able to look at that case filed by the PDP governors?
They have cases, and we've always talked about how that we should help to bring a lot of things to make the reading of cases even smoother.
So how long will it take the Supreme Court to look at that case?
See, it's somewhat somehow. I cannot. I'm not going to be speaking for them because
you're not speaking for them.
I'm just looking at it rightfully so. There are cases where it's going to be that okay, this is urgent. In the case of the matter, when the PDP governors brought it up, it was going to be okay. Do you leave the other cases that we're handling and take this as urgent as it was to be in the front burner?
It should be an urgent because that matter was an urgent matter.
It was an urgent matter. Now, but they are going to be telling you that prior to the case that you brought, we had some other things
For 6
Now,
months.
For 6 months. Now 6 months has elapsed. The case is just there.
You know why I'm bringing up the Supreme Court case issue here is because of this. Yes, this case I'm filed. Now, we're watching if the court will quickly respond to interpret, because the other one was to interpret if the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has the powers to suspend a sitting governor, to interpret, okay? So, to look at the Constitution.
Yeah.
And interpret if it is constitutionally right for the president to do so. Here, this lawyer, GDOB, is also asking the court to interpret. Now, he has mentioned the sections 1, 2, 3, and sections 137. Now, GDOB is asking the court to also interpret whether the former president could contest. My point is that if the court quickly responds to this, there is no balance. There is no balance. So if this man's suit is responded to, okay, maybe you might argue that okay, that one is a Federal High Court, this one is Supreme Court, right?
See, the Supreme Court. We've had this conversation and everything. How we've seen that it's for them. If we bring any member of the judiciary now, presently, whether as judges or anyone as a lawyer, they'll tell you that they're working on really, really ensuring that this thing is done, because you have cases, you have the sessions, you have the different thing that has to do with a case. Sometimes it's a case that is even smooth, there are no complication, but it has a long time from when you file it to the final judgment. Sometimes take years, because of the different conversations, cross-examinations, and things that will happen. So we will just allow, like we said, we'll watch. He's brought it up. It's now been flagged. Okay, we now know that something is about to happen. But like we said, President Jonathan, former President, His Excellency, former President Jonathan, has not said anything about coming or contesting. So that is why we say in this time, those are the theatrics, and I call them politics.
Exactly. So I think we're going to make this a topic for discussion. Maybe now
Oh,
let's
boy.
talk Nigeria later on.
Oh,
Maybe
boy,
when
yeah.
we get a legal petitioner to come around to see
Yep,
what they can say
yep,
about this.
yep.
But then the only story, Pegasus fires back at Shetima, defends Dangote. This one is quite interesting. We've said it quite a number of times that Pegasus should just let Dangote be. Here, the vice president has, spoken. He said the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria has tackled the presidency over comments by Vice President Shetima condemning his industrial action over a rift with the Dangote refinery. Now, what did he say? What did the Vice President say? Recently, Shetima urged Nigerians to protect the Dangote refinery. And I'm going to read that. It's on a business day. So the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, has called on Nigerians to safeguard and respect the multi-billion-dollar investment of Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, describing the Dangote refinery as a national asset critical to the country's economic future. Paul, this is a bit interesting here because the president now is speaking. The vice president is now speaking for Dangote refinery. Some will say that he is now the spokesman of the of Aliko Dangote, but that's fine. He's trying to see it's a national asset, and so we shouldn't do anything to sabotage. Dangote, as I said several times, that it's all about the sabotage thing, and Pegasus should just let him be and do his business, and everything that's happening right now is all sabotage. Well, do you agree with the Shetima, or are you with the Pegasus? Because it's all about the union thing. Allow our people to be part of our union, and the Dangote say, no, you don't need to be in any union. If you want to be in a union, you have to go. We open the door for you, just go away. But here, Shetima, the president, the vice president, is saying, look, we need to protect Dangote refinery. And I kind of, to me, subjectively, all right, I kind of understand where the vice president is coming from. Indeed, that refinery is doing a whole lot for us, and there's competition. So if anybody wants to be in business as well, go get your refinery, or the federal government should only fix their own refineries to be in competition with Dangote refinery. It's as simple as that.
The last administration, when they were wrapping up after the second term, I still remember how that the spokesperson of the president, or the Minister of Information at the time,
Lai
Mohammed, making a statement and saying that one of the things that they did that was laudable in the administration was the emergence of Dangote refinery.
Absolutely, that's what he said. I can
That's
remember
what he said.
vividly.
I was transfixed a bit.
He made a statement even when monies have been allotted to fix the three refineries. So how can you just move away from your own refinery and say the biggest achievement is to fix Dangote refinery?
You were able to see the birth of a private refinery, one of the largest refineries.
And you
in
can see
Africa.
to the birth to the rejuvenation of your refineries.
It baffled me at the time, because knowing that the president at that time was the minister for petroleum too. So it's more or less like during my time, I couldn't fix my house, but I tell you, my neighbor's house was so beautiful. I ensured that I gave him all the facilities that he needed to do. He did everything. And
It's ironical though.
at the point, that's it. But now, Dangote refinery is functioning, is working, and things are happening. So, and it is a private, for crying out loud, it's a private organization. So, Pegasus is saying that your guys are supposed to be with us. Anybody that wants to be with us, unionism. You find out across the country, private institutions, private things, do not have unions, are quite very, very separate with it. If the NLC is going on strike, Nigerian Labour Congress, it is the government-owned parastatals that join them practically. If it comes to sometimes, if we're talking about example, then the banks. How many of the banks go on strike when naturally the whole nation is going on strike? Except there's a lockdown, it's a total shutdown.
Trade Union Congress was supposed to be
Trade union, see, TUC, NLC, and everything.
And all the banks that belong to that angle.
If you do not belong to them, you do not join them. That's the thing. So you do not force a man with his business. He has his rules of engagement and the way he's running his company. So if you're supposed to be a part of it, if you're going to be there, you're not going to be a part of the union. It is stated clearly. So that's why the vice president is saying, because all he's just trying to say, don't use your own reggae to come and spoil my blues. It is all about the nation. At the end of the day, it's the nation that needs. The nation right now needs Dangote. It is rather sad somehow, because if our refineries were working, Dangote would have been a healthy competition for them.
Now, let me read out what the vice president said. Speaking on Morning at the opening of the 2025 Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja, Shettima described Dangote as an institution and a pillar of Nigeria's economic development. Now, he warned that Nigeria is greater. Now, pay attention. That's why Pegason had to respond. I say, Nigeria is greater than Pegason, and no one should hold the country to ransom. Oh, let me sound like Luke Jacobs, right? That's Pegason. No one should hold Nigeria to ransom. And he said, Aliko Dangote is not an individual. He is an institution. He's a leading light in Nigeria's economic parliament. And how we treat this gentleman will determine how outsiders will judge us. If he had invested $10 billion in Microsoft, in Amazon, or Google, he probably might be worth $70 to $80 billion by now. But he opted to invest in his country, and we owe it to future generations to jealously protect, promote, preserve, and protect the interests of this great Nigeria. Those are the words of Vice President Shettima.
And tell me the lie is there any lie there?
That's no lie.
The idea is, how come you're hearing presidents?
No one.
See, the president of America right now. What did he run with? America first, right? Mm-hmm. America 1st. Mm-hmm. Now, even in Japan now, there's a new prime minister that just sworn in, and she's talking Japan first. Everybody's talking about the country first. And of the truth, Nigeria is bigger than Pegasus.
That was the reason the Pegasus had to respond.
Whether you like it or
I agree with Shettima. I agree with the Vice President.
It's a hard pill to swallow, but you have to swallow it with humility. Come down from your high horses. Come down from your high horses and swallow eat the humble pie at this time.
Nigeria is indeed bigger than Pegasus. Yeah.
See, one of the things we find out is that we have institutions that are not supposed to be larger than life, operating in and wanting to work in some kind of thing power thingy, and you think you're doing it. It's not. We should. That's what sometimes we're saying. Our structures and institutions are supposed to be strong and doing these things and working and operating. They are not doing it. That's what people are looking at. What's happening to the EFCC? What's happening to ICPC? You're supposed to be independently doing these things because we have structures on ground that will handle matters. Pegasus should not. That's why even at the time when the late head of state, General Sani Abacha, he made a statement.
Yeah, I saw the video. He said they have been dissolved.
Pegasus.
Dissolved.
He said, hence going forward, I don't have a sole administrator to handle this because you can't just you want to hold the country to ransom.
And guess what? Obayo Ojulari, the group chief executive of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, he blamed the rise in the cooking gas prices on a temporary disruption to loading and distribution during the strike by the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pegason. So that's exactly what the vice president is saying, that these people have disrupted the flow of things in the country because of a little squabble or some kind of misunderstanding that shouldn't have existed in the first place with Dangote refinery.
What we say, we're talking about this thing. David West has mentioned it. We've mentioned it here on the station, and even well-meaning Nigerians have said it. Some of our unions don't know when to cry. They say you do not beat a child and tell the child how to cry, but they don't even know the timing. The timing is always wrong. Where was Nupeng and Pegason when our refineries were not working?
That's the question we've been asking all this while.
Did you hold press conferences? Did you talk? Did you question the government of the day, saying that because our refineries are in comatose, our people are out of jobs? Because people were not there, because our unions were not getting. Because the moment the refineries are functioning, you can and you will be having products moving all across the country, from the southwest to the south, to the north central, northeast, and northwest, moving across the geopolitical zones of Nigeria. The moment you have more products, you have more money coming in. That's the idea. The union, people are going to be paying dues because you have more of these things happening. But we didn't have you speak up when our refineries were in comatose. Nothing was happening. We didn't see you. We didn't see anything about you. but suddenly you're going to be shutting down things. You want to hold the country to duress, and now
Crazy.
there are better ways at which you can express your fundamental right and do everything. If you want to do unionism, do it and do it the right way. Do it the right way. That's the idea. Do it the right way, and people will say, okay, of course. Some of them will say that they have a reason for doing it, and that the whip up sentiment and say that, okay, that Dangote wanted to bring up, want to work and operate in monopoly. But the moment the man says he wants to be a part of the value chain is big. And he just brought, okay, let me just bring the CNG trucks. Hey, my goodness. He don't collect money, he don't come out food from our mouth. But when you had the opportunity, did you do it? Did you deliver it?
Exactly what we've been saying. Pakistan, where the refineries have not been working, what did you do? What did you say? Did you try to stop the process? Did you try to stop things flowing? No, you did not. Well, the question is now for our listeners to contribute. We have discussed two major stories, but then we'll continue with some stories anyway. The lines are open 0707 747 1522 0912 000 1975. Take that again 0707 747 1522 and then 0912 000 1975. You can drop your messages on Facebook as well. 97.5 Golden FM Yenagoa or WhatsApp 0912 000 1975. Respond to all of that. Keep it very brief, okay? Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Golden FM.
Good morning.
Yeah, I greet you guys in the studio. The two wise men. God bless you guys.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, I remain the unchangeable Sarah Perez, reporting from Erapa.
Interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Very nice. I think we'll start with the legal condition. You see, this news, when I had it over your news this morning, I smiled and I smiled. If you ask me why I'm smiling, I was expecting it. And it was long overdue, and now it has landed. You see, for my own take, I think there are some fingers behind it. But let's just keep that aside. That is Nigerian politics for you. I thank God it's coming this early, so we can sort this out once for all before the referee will blow the whistle. That is just on one side. But say in our local way, no sweat, no sweet. The movement, the good luck movement, is not going to come in a platter of gold. Nothing comes easy in this life. It's long overdue. But that is on one side, but we will overcome. And for Tinubu, I said it on this platform. This is almost, I think it's less than 3 months ago, we are talking about the last boring issue. And this is it. Another one has come again. It won't stop until this administration leaves. And for Shetima, Dangote, you see, they don't come out food for fingers in mouth. And whether I like it or not, we'll keep hearing stories like this. What Shetima said was that it is in the best interest of Nigerians. It is not a selfish statement. Just at the best interest of Nigerians. What if Dangote is not here today? It would have been our fate. You see, infrastructures like that, we are supposed to fight it jealously. Because if not of Dangote, if not for Dangote, I can imagine what we have been going through concerning the fuel crisis and whatever. You see, I will end by saying this. If we don't holistically prioritize our economy, I bet you this country will sink. Thank you this morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Perry. We appreciate you. Yes, 0707 747 1522 0912 000 1975. Let's hear you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Golden FM.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is If, calling from English Road.
Okay, just go ahead.
Yeah, it is interesting between Dangote and Tengasan. I think I go with the Vice President's speech. It's in order. Tengasan will go on strike or hold Dangote to ransom because of their interest. That means that even ASU, even when it comes to ASU, university should also go to strike. Nigeria is now moving from mixed economy to capital economy. So everybody should go their way and make things be viable for the country, for the benefit of everyone. It is also going down to even our local communities. Now, the fish sellers are also forming a union. Some persons who go to fish cannot even sell their own directly to the customers. People must come in between. It is wrong. Let's do our own thing and get benefit for ourselves so that the people will also enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you. You know, something for sure. Let me just quickly say that I was in a particular state in the southwest where someone just got a place and just said he wanted to start selling tubers of yam. You'll be stunned that some persons came and said they're from the union to a yam sellers association of the state, and they said if you don't become a member, you can't even sell.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, it is. See, it is that very sad in this country.
So as an author, if I don't belong to a union,
You see,
association of
they-
Nigerian authors,
all
I
of a
cannot
sudden,
publish.
when
What kind
you
of thing
see,
is that?
It is that
It's-
very
oh,
sad.
that's crazy,
See,
that's crazy.
It is that very sad. You have to.
Let's take this call. We'll continue with that conversation. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Golden FM.
Good
morning.
to you.
Yes, Easy Kenibolo calling from Inagwa Town.
Okay, easy. Please go ahead.
Yes, first I must commend you people for the good job doing,
Thank you.
Thank you so
giving us
much.
this platform to air our views. Now, on the two issues on ground, Jonathan contesting and the legal aspect of it, I think he's qualified. He's qualified. But anyway, Nigeria, we don't know our judiciary. Anything can happen.
The judiciary have
Anything can
to
happen.
Interpret it.
interpret it. So that's what the lawyer is asking. Interpret it, whether he is qualified to contest or not.
We are waiting for them. Yes, but by our thinking, he's qualified. But I will always advise him not to contest. Like David Weller have always said, I am of that view. Let him not contest. The Nigerian political space will not favor him. Then on Dangote and Tengasin, I think what the vice president has said is very correct. It's very, very correct. And it is our duty to collectively protect it. But more of the government to do so, like the military government did, and they were straight to deal with Tengasin. Tengasin, they have deceived us for a long time, for a very long time. Concerning the issue of refineries, they will come out to support. We will get to our refineries. We start to work December, January, year and year. Today, Miller Creary with billions of naira EFCC case that is facing, are not seeing anything. And they've not protested about our refineries that are not working. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Good morning. All right, we'll also with those ones. Okay, 0707 747 1522 0912 000 1975. While waiting for the calls, just to remind you, ASU, barring any last minute change, the Academic Staff Union of Universities will commence a 2-week nationwide warning strike to press home its demands from the federal government. And that was going to be on Monday, the 13th of October, 2025. Paul, this is a back and forth. Every administration, ASU will embark on strike. And we're talking about Nigeria at 65. In fact, it's going to form our conversation anyway. Let's talk Nigeria. But we'll just keep that for that moment. But let's hear from this callers. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my good people in the studio.
Good
Good
morning
morning.
to you.
Yeah, Collins from Obele.
Okay, Collins, please go ahead.
Okay, my brother, thank you very much. The issue of our daddy, good Jonathan, if I'm to say, the way I see it, it's just like people that will go inside the bush and then they'll come up for road, they ask who they're not. That's the type of people that want to disgrace our dad, but they cannot work. For them, for me, for good Lord to come to Nigeria, say president, where they deceive and do everything. I could remember that very day. Our brother Urubebe, I know how he shouted in that court. That very day they are announcing the result. But at the end of the day, all those people now, they are just going to deceive our brother again. They cannot do. I'm not from Bayelsa. I'm from Southeast. But I love this good Lord Jonathan so much. It's just like you want to tell Ogoji what come and be a CDM governor. This now your sister will allow you to accept that of this thing. Make good luck our daddy. Remain we are in day. At first year. You see, I prefer to go where they will admire me than to go where they will cherish me. Because the same people now, chief of guests, now the one will go come now chief of boys.
Chief of boys.
Chief of guests don't go. The one will go come up on a chief of what? Boys. Sambisa boys. Markham, you go see. Then now this thing go come out. Where is those are our sister waiting there playing them? Where lead the protest? Where the clergymen them? Where lead the protest? Where did they see all these things? Because why? Then they benefit policy. Why can't they come out and condemn the government? Nigeria suffering. Putting Nigeria so many tasks. Look, INEC, my brother, I want to ask you a question there. If I happen to be a president, me appointed as INEC chairman, will you go against me? He cannot. The chief judges, I buy a ship, that everybody. So tomorrow, if I get matter, you know go stand for me. You know tell the truth. I been too place for you people. Tomorrow, if I get matter, you know go stand for me. My brother, Nigeria is corrupt from day one, from A to Z. So make we forget about it. Stephen Jackson, look, let me tell you, if I happen to be a president of this country, I will dissolve them. They are the people bringing us to hardship. Now, they live that cup where they see where they go wash outside the cup. They are sorry to say they don't know what they are doing. Why can't you go and meet Mekari? Mekari don't pack all the trillions, put them. Then they enjoy their life, they go, make them live down, go take that is a businessman. Tomorrow now, they go first our brother Azike. Now whether Azike they suffer, they feel their own country, make them go continue to, they don't know whether Azike go take loan. They build the refinery. Tomorrow they want to tell I go do the business. I no go do them. Let me tell you, I no go call them safe for their fish sellers. I would go call
all right. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. You know, it's really disturbing. Yes, very, very disturbing. The story you were telling me and telling all of us who are listening, it applies to almost everywhere.
See,
it can. So when I'm an author, right, I write a book, and there's an association called the Association of Nigerian Authors. Now, if I don't belong to that union, you mean I should not, write and publish my work? Is that
can.
no? Come on. But that's not what it is, right? So I could be an author. There are a lot of authors who are not members of these associations.
Independent thing. But see, one of the things you find out, see, that's why democracy and politics have to be very intriguing. It is these guys use all of these different unions during elections and things. So it is the union heads. Why do you ever think? Why do you ever think that they have a crisis, even in Benin, that there had to be an installation of an Iyaloja in Benin, which is not even it's not supposed to be.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
I appreciate you and your guest.
No, we're not guests. This is my colleague. Both of us are doing the thing.
We're calling from Apollo.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm in line with what the last person spoke. 2011, I lost my card. I was living in Aba. I left Aba to my village, Imo State, to make sure with my wife to go and register in my community so that I will vote to Jonathan. Early morning, we go to Waka, giddy before 7, so that we go enter Moto, cross Adiatowa, enter my village, Imo State, to vote by 6 o'clock or 7 with the return Aba. Everything to make sure that Jonathan remain on course. He's a gentleman to the core. Jonathan is not a wayo. No, don't get any bad belly for inside him. That was why he gave up. What brought tears in my eyes is that governors, even governors, people that rob my back and rob your back, maybe he robbed their back and senators, they went and retained their position. Then on their own to rob Jonathan back. They bastardized his back and make sure he fails. So the thing is still touching my mind though. I don't know if the Jonathan I know by his gentility he has changed. I know say he no go get this kind of bad mind again. He likes to do things normally. He looks to the face of the common man and do things that the way to favor people, not people here now that we have refinery and we are behaving as if we don't have such thing. Want to go to a personal somebody. The sin Jonathan committed is that he made sure that the Boko Haram and the insurgency in the north was followed hard, and the cabals fought against him. I don't want to go too further. He's telling me. What I want to say is that if I were him, based on the international recognition and the accolade given to him globally, let him go to home and relax and leave this place. It's not meant for somebody like him to rule. This place has degenerated. Only God will redeem Nigeria. That is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay, so that's it. Let's just take one or two calls before we go, yeah? It's interesting. Very interesting. Hello, good morning. Hello, more.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
This is L. calling from Mazikuru.
Okay, please go ahead.
I want to talk about the issue of Pengasen and Nupeng. Is these people, they are putting us for all this US scarcity long time ago, and they sabotage all the nation's refineries. The 3 refineries we have, they are the people that sabotage them. And those times we were facing US scarcity, and Nigeria as it is, Nigeria has a lot of population now. So Dangote has come in the midst to help us very well, because if as a nation like this, if you don't have any single refinery in this nation, it will be a big problem to us. So now that we have a refinery, Dangote has come to help us in this country, to help us all the problems we are facing. So the population is too much. So if you don't have a single refinery, it will be a big problem to us. So Pengasen and Nupeng, they should leave Dangote. They should not put their hand into Dangote for him to for the refinery to work. They should pass away from Dangote. Dangote comes to help us for this need. So federal government should stop anything unionism in this country. They should stop it. Anything union, but unionism is still making things high in this country. So they should stop anything union. Unionism is not helping us for this country. They should stop it.
Well, the Constitution said that you're free to be part of any association, so the federal government cannot stop unions. It's just that unions will have to be very, very responsible in the way they go about their agitations. That's just it. But unions, you can't stop it. It's all over the world. It's all over the world. Yeah. Anyway, thanks.
Okay.
We understand your sentiments. I understand.
They can't work.
We understand.
They can't work because of the money they were stolen at that time.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. Well, unions, you can't stop unions. That's the fact. The unions, they help. But the question is that some of these unions need to act responsibly. And that's what we are saying. Pengasen, Nupeng, where were you when the refineries fails to work? Money's spent to fix refineries.
Just the way people were wanting to ask, where was NANS when they had that 9-month strike?
Exactly.
When there was a 9-month, when the ASU went on strike and everything, what was NANS? Where was the Senate committee and the House of Rep committee? Funny thing was during that over 7 months strike by ASU, the Senate Committee on Education approved the establishment of private universities.
That was crazy. We're going to talk more about that, the strike that will coming up on October 13. Yes, so let's talk Nigeria and everything that has to do with education as Nigeria turns 65. Yes, on Let's Talk